yours. Kathy says bye, but she's gotta go home.
Sorry, I was roll the loss.
She's going home to the trivia.
You got a what?
$52.
That's so safe.
I don't think there's a finance agenda.
I know, but really,
There's one up here.
Just for you, or?
Yeah, that one, I could go up.
Well, no, I just,
You have a finance out there.
let me take a picture of it.
oh, I didn't know that. Usually have such a full house. Here, that's yours. Where's Marge? This is for Marge.
So,
I got one
Well, this
extra
is
one.
the study, that was.
Did you send me? Yeah. I got it.
Oh, here's two more.
I don't,
I don't like it one, so.
Jody. Yeah, here's two more.
oh, yeah.
Uh-huh,
I didn't get this for it.
you were on the same thing.
Now.
Oh.
It's mine.
What's happening? Oh, it was yours.
Mine do it at 20.
My stupid one never works, so why would it be doing it now?
Yeah.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mark Rush.
Here.
Lauren Stever.
Here.
Marge Drexler.
Here.
Pamela Woodridge.
Fire EMS consolidation, looks like most of you were here before. You want a copy?
I read
Unless
mine,
you-
I read the one that I had, if you've got an extra copy, take it
I
to
do,
Jody.
on my desk I do.
But,
Somebody was trying, Larry was trying to read it on his phone.
yeah. Oh, that's why I had to.
That ain't
I
happening.
had to do it on, I had to do it on my big one, because I did start that, I thought this is pretty, I'm getting the big one out, I'm gonna check it out. So I did read it, but, he said it's still not, it's, there's still more that's gonna be worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion yet.
I bet that.
All right, flock hammer contract. My opinion on that.
I'll make a motion, we send that to the board.
Motion's been made and seconded to send all three cameras, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
To the board, because there is money in the budget.
Well, you still get three if you don't.
So, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Invoices, did we get those?
No, you don't have them, we're having an adjustment problem. It's not a problem.
It's an election issue.
Well, that too, a vacation issue, an election issue.
Yeah, who takes vacation right
I
before an
know,
election?
I know. So, they're working on them. And Jody and I couldn't get the report out for the ones that were already done. We didn't know the dates to use, so I didn't wanna give them to you and then double them up, and so, there's a lot more to put in. So I will try to get them to you by tomorrow when I email the agendas.
Okay.
Even though I'm not on the board, can I still get one?
Hmm?
Even though I'm not on the board.
Yeah,
can
I
still
will get you one, yes.
This is not on tonight's agenda, but the chamber has sent us a letter for sponsorship of band, music in the park, it looks like, and our renewal for the year. So we can't really talk about it here, but that's what they're up to, so we'll just.
Is it right if I put it on the
Yeah.
board agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
ask a question? Sorry. Cause it's under invoices. I just wanna clear the air for the code enforcement. It's not here, but why it was so expensive last month?
Why?
Yeah, cause it was 2 months worth.
2 months worth, and it cuts down to our inspection. Each apartment at Prairie Landing needs to have an inspection.
I just would like that to get out to people so they know.
What Ally explained to me is that when we did, you guys, after I retired, you did a landlord ordinance. And we charge, I think it's only $10.
That's what I was gonna ask, what are we charging that landlord
Yeah.
ordinance, and that needs to definitely
Yes,
change.
Right.
it does. And Shannon set up a 5-year review plan, broke it all up, all the rentals up. This is the 5th year of that plan, and it included Prairie Landing. It also included some of our lower income.
Tougher
Yeah,
residents.
and this particular 2 people, they own different properties. They have been a problem in anywhere I've ever worked or been. They're just not very good landlords. And so she did tell me before I went on vacation that January and February were gonna be higher because of they had to do all of the units at Prairie Landing. They were having to go back to these certain rentals that were in really bad shape. They're not cooperating, they're not doing what they need to do to get the safety elements out. So she did tell me that it was gonna be more. And she knows the budget. I know the budget because I thought the way we left it, budget time, was that she knows the budget, she's not gonna go over. And, it's not gonna be a monthly thing. There are times where she's gonna go over, but she knows what her total is. She reaches her total, I told her she has to quit, not quit, but then she's done. She also explained to me that code enforcement is like a flow, it's an up and down flow. You know, you do more this time of year in the summertime, and in the winter you don't do that much. She said, I'm not gonna send somebody a notice to paint their garage door or their house in the winter because they can't do it. So I don't know if that helps. I tried to see if she could come tonight, and I couldn't get her soon enough. So on the invoice list, you're gonna see 3 because I've got March, and I think that's about $3,400. And I will check with her to see if she's pretty much done with the rental inspections. But yes, I also agree that landlord charge $10 is just
I mean,
crazy.
okay, this, again, I say this every time, and I just gotta quit that sentence, but I believe that rental charge that, they pay, that should be charged for every single unit that, like with Prairie Landing, say they need to come up with if it's gonna take her 3 weeks to inspect all of Prairie Landing apartments, they need to pay a heck of a lot more than a lousy $10
Yep.
fee.
I agree with you.
Because the village is taking that cost, and that's not fair. She's already over the halfway mark in her budget for this year. And it's gonna continue to keep getting worse if she,
Keep going back.
has to keep
So,
going back.
The schedule, and like I said, it's a 5-year deal. We're
Yeah.
here.
So it's just something that this year definitely has to be reevaluated, and
You'd be surprised how many rental homes there are.
quite a few. Yeah.
I guess I didn't even realize that.
If it's just like a basic house, okay, I know for a fact that, my son, for a while, was renting out his house in Genoa City through HUD. Okay, now they come every 9 months for an inspection on that house, and that I know because I attended it, okay? Those inspections, I don't know what HUD paid for them, but they never take any more than a half hour, maximum was 45 minutes. And that was only because in one of the rooms, the gentleman had a question on one of the outlets where the outlet was fine, he was looking at it wrong. But, so, for her to bill us for an entire hour for an inspection of a rental property, a normal housing, when it only would take a half hour to 45 minutes, I think that's
She
wrong.
does bill, I didn't look at that to see how that was
How it
panning
was
out.
individually
Yeah,
billed.
but I did look at the invoices that were here, and before, and I didn't compare them, okay, is this a rental, is this, whatever. But she does bill by the, fraction of an hour for anything, but,
I mean, I think, moving forward, because, well, I won't be on the board anymore, but I mean, moving forward, I think it would be a good idea for the board to have a copy of that invoice. Not
Okay.
only you, if it's going to, if code enforcement is going to continue in the village, that's what should be happening. Everybody should have, on the board should have a copy of that invoice, for one.
I think you can go find, if you wanna go see it, it's there.
Right.
On we don't get a copy of everything.
Right, that's true too, but,
And they must
So-
have a
Anything
checklist, right?
Hmm?
She must have a
Some
checklist
kind
for
of a
every
checklist
single
or
place
something.
that she goes to,
Yeah.
and she's got a
Yeah.
check, so.
and she emails it to me, so it's just as easy for me to shoot
mass
the
email it
email
to
out to
everybody
you.
else. Yeah.
I'll try to remember to do that.
I mean, and I know years ago, again, food for thought, there was a separate committee. I know that when we first moved into the house, and that was back in the 80s, early 90s, whatever. There was a separate committee of village people, residents, that actually volunteer their time and then would send anything that would need to be addressed in the form of a ticket to the police department to write the tickets. Well, the police department issues the tickets as it is right now. Okay, so it wouldn't be doing anything if you set up a committee other than eliminating the costs that we have for the code enforcement.
It didn't work. They couldn't do it. They couldn't, I don't want to say that. They couldn't be firm enough to make people comply.
Now, I guess that's,
Well, I
something that
suppose
you have
too
to take
that
into consideration.
If you had a committee, you might be really a good friend with this one, and this one saying, we really need to, and this one saying, well, I don't think we have to do that. But I would assume that you had 4 or 5
You'd have to
people
be,
working on
it'd be
it,
too
a little hard.
impartial.
It is hard. It is hard, growing up here and living here, and the people, and it's hard.
Just ideas, food for thought.
But I do think we need to get on the landlord ordinance and raise that fee.
That's a definite.
I think like $100 is not too
I was
much.
gonna say 100 minimum.
And separate charging, whatever it would be for prairie landings.
Yeah, you would have,
Because
that would have
if
to be-
chooses to do each individual
have to be-
apartment,
The way
that'd have to be like a $500 one.
or more.
more.
Either
Yeah,
that,
I'd say
or,
more.
I don't know, can we think about, especially the landlords, billing back the landlords for the time that it took her to thought.
I mean, well,
Well,
that would
look
be,
into it,
that's a
find out what everybody-
possibility.
what others might do with that.
Yeah, I mean, because when we made which I don't see where that gets enforced in any way, shape, or form, the vacant building ordinance, part of that was the fact that they're paying for that permit, so that cost of that permit would cover what it would what would cost our fire department to make an inspection of that building to make sure that it was still safe. But that's never happened. I mean, the ordinance is out there, but it's never been enforced, and I don't think it was ever inspected.
Is that in the property maintenance ordinance, or,
Yeah, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't,
okay,
off the top of my head, but I know it's out there and it's published, it's on the website too,
Okay.
so. But, I mean, and that's what I think a lot of the residents get frustrated about is, because of the fact that you've got, some of these downtown buildings that are vacant that are not necessarily taken care of, and nothing gets done about it. Example, the Opera Hall, okay? I mean, I noticed today, when I was driving through town, that, wow, there's actually something happening with the railroad building over there by Chuck Dorn. I don't know if he's cleaning it up or what he's doing, but has she ever pushed that issue? I mean, and that's what a lot of the people see. They see that, okay, she's coming after us for our homeowners and saying this, that, and that, but yet you look at the downtown district and there are buildings that make this downtown look like HE double hockey sticks. all those logs piled out there.
That will
Anyway.
be discussed at the planning commission next month.
Yes, this month.
I think you get till the end of May.
Oh, I thought it said April.
It could be.
We're off task here, so.
Yep.
Go to closed session as allowed by Wisconsin statute 19.85 on C, compensation as it relates to air